skill-wise, he may not be LeBron James, but he ain't too far in the conversation as far as the top 5 basketball players in the game today. I love that kid game. I love that kid game, man. From Eugene Jackson in the chat room on Spreaker.com, Doug, no defense, no championship. Boston or Washington are coming out of the East. Only 2 players play lockdown defense on Cleveland, Tristan Thompson and LeBron James. Yeah, but they did it last year with the same group of players. We'll see. And maybe this year, what you're talking about with Washington and Boston, I tell you what, Boston does play hellified defense in relative terms. They play good-ass defense. Washington, I don't know how good a defense they play. They got a solid team offensively. And Bradley Beal and John Wall and those cats, man. We'll see. I'd be shocked if Cleveland didn't make it to the finals. But it is eerily kind of different than in past years with LeBron James, as I mentioned earlier. Like, usually at this time of the year, they're ready to go. They're ready for the playoffs. They're clicking on all cylinders. Everybody understands their roles, what they need to do in the offense, defensively. I mean, they're good to go. This year, this doesn't feel the same. From Grego, LeBron got the EOD. The media label LeBron the best player in the world, but how can you seriously say that? I think it's very easy to say that. I don't know if you're trolling, Grego. I think most basketball people, there might be some conversation. There might be some conversation in Harden and Russell Westbrook. Steph Curry won the MVP over the last 2 years, but ask yourself this question. If you had to start a team today, are you starting it with Steph Curry or LeBron James? You're not starting it with Steph Curry, even though as great of a player as he is. I still lightweight kind of, question Steph Curry. I still do it. I know the man won 2 MVP awards. Why are you questioning him, Doug? I don't know. Jump shooter, small guy, kind of frail looking. I don't know. Give me LeBron James, 6'8", 260 pounds, 4'3", 40, slam on your grandmama. I mean, give me LeBron over Steph Curry. Barbershop Sports Talk Podcast. What up, Trey? Maestro, what up? He says, it's not sad, it's facts. Westbrook's team is not better than Harden's team. That's the way they look at it. But this isn't a team award. Let me stop you right there. This isn't a team award. It says the MVP, the most valuable player. It doesn't say the MVT, the most valuable team. It's the most valuable player. Stop right there. I hate to be the one to stop you, brother Maestro. I hate to be the one to stop you. That's something that we confuse a lot of times. This is an individual award. And usually, historically, it goes to the player that's most valuable to their team. Now, the NBA has kind of skewed that over the last couple of years. And really, a lot of times they coincide. The most valuable player to their team and the best player in the league for many years was Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan should have won it every year. You could say the same thing technically about LeBron James. He's the most valuable player to his team. You take LeBron off the Cleveland Cavaliers, they may make the playoffs because Kyrie is like that, but they're not going to be a 1 or 2 seed. They'll be a 7 or 8 seed. And you can make the argument he's the best player in the game. So this argument for Harden because the Houston Rockets are playing better basketball, they have a better record, is null and void, sir. That should not be or part of the initial conversation. Yeah, you're not going to give it to a team that's, a player that's averaging 40 points a game, but they're, the last seed in their conference or whatever. So these things kind of have to coincide a little bit. Bottom line is, it's a most valuable player trophy, not a most valuable team trophy. Period. Barbershop Sports Talk podcast goes on to say that's the way they look at it. Plus, let's not act like Harden didn't step his game up from last year, increase in average points per game and rebounds per game, close to average triple-double himself. Very close, but no cigar. Very close. I'm sure a lot of cats over the last 55 or so years, since Oscar Robertson did it in 1961-62, have come close to getting a triple-double. If this guy does it, he deserves the award. Period. And I hate to sound like this because Harden is that dude. I get it. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. He is that dude. James Harden is unstoppable. All right? This man has a complete game, inside, outside. You know, he doesn't play the greatest defense. I guess, you know, if you talk about defense between him and Russell Westbrook, I give the slight advantage to Russell Westbrook. You know, James Harden really never really paid much attention to defense over the years. He's kind of stepped it up a little bit more this year. But, you know, it's a very good conversation. James Harden is a beast. But if he doesn't average a triple-double, that's a determiner. He might average, I don't know, 25, 5, and 9.5. It's not a triple-double. It's very significant. That term is very significant. And if that man does it, only one or two players to ever done it in NBA history, his team is winning. When he gets triple-doubles, they win. If he doesn't get it, it's a sham. It's a sham. From Bootsy, MVP usually goes to the best player on a team with 50 wins or more. Westbrook may be the exception, but I can't remember the last time an MVP won a sub-50 win team. From Mr. Harper, I have James Harden over Russ in the MVP race this week. From Sidney Jackson, that's the way I see it, Jam. When Westbrook doesn't have a trip-dub, they rarely win. Goes back to the point I was making about being the most important to your team. I mean, come on, man. Come on, man. That ninja. It's funny how nobody cares about Hard not playing defense. I guess the media has it's funny how nobody cares about Hard not playing defense. I guess the media has to co-sign on it first. From Big John B, Katie, and that's a good point. Let me back up to what Ninja's saying. Like, James Harden's defense has always been kind of like a joke. Like, he's been the winner on Shaqtin' a Fool or whatever several times for the fact that they'll show clips of he just looks uninterested in playing defense. And guys will just, you know, dribble right past him in years past. He stepped it up a little bit this year from what I can tell. You know, I haven't heard that much chatter about him not playing defense or not attempting to play defense. But in the past, James Harden's defense, and to a degree, if you're comparing his defense and how he plays defense in comparison to some of the better defenders in the league, like he's not even in the same conversation with Kawhi Leonard or LeBron James, his defense. It may be better than last year and the years past, but in relative terms, it's still pretty shitty. It's still pretty shitty. Like, if you're trying to compare James Harden's defense to LeBron or Kawhi Leonard or Kobe Bryant for many, many years when Kobe was all defensive team year in and year out, or Michael Jordan all defensive team, or Scottie Pippen or nothing like that, he's not even in the same conversation. But this year, for some reason, you know, the media seems like they're ignoring that. And you know why? I'm conspiracy ninja on this. The reason is because they don't like Russell Westbrook. And because they know Russell Westbrook really doesn't particularly like them. So, yeah, I kind of feel Ninja's point in this is why is it not a big issue this year with Harden not being a great defender? When years and every year in the past, that was kind of part of the equation. Why is it this year any different? Because they don't like Russell Westbrook. That's a fact. That's a fact. I don't know if I should say fact. I mean, but most of you could probably agree with that the media doesn't have a liking to Russell Westbrook. A lot of it is by his doing, you know, kind of an ornery disposition, you know, kind of prickly, doesn't like talking to the media, very standoffish. one-word answers, kind of really mocks the media. And so, yeah, you understand what's going on. You know what you see. You know the personalities these guys have. And James Harden isn't even really a big personality guy. James Harden isn't like, Mr. Media himself. He's kind of reserved, really. But they don't like Russell Westbrook. They don't like Russell Westbrook. So what you're about to see is they're about to ignore what this man has done for the first time in over 55 years, and they're about to ignore that his wins and the wins that they get when he has triple-doubles, they wouldn't get those wins if he didn't do what he does. They're going to ignore that, because they don't like Russell Westbrook. Yeah. Mr. Harden is a much improved defender, much improved. He might be, man. I don't know. But he ain't going to no all-defensive team. I know that much. Like Kobe did every single year pretty much. Like Jordan did every single year. Like Kawhi Leonard's about to do, period. He ain't going to no all-defensive team. I know that much. I'm willing to bet that. I haven't paid a lot of attention to the Houston Rockets basketball team this year. All right, that's one thing. James Harden is not known as a defender. But this year, no one's really talking about that in the media. No one's really talking about that. Because they don't want Russell Westbrook to get it. What more the man got to do? What more the man got to do? What? What more does the man have to do to get the MVP award? If you get a triple-double, if you average a triple-double for an entire season, the first person to do it in over 55 years, and you still won't win the MVP award, and your team is winning, okay? And if your team doesn't have you, they lose. If you don't win the MVP in a year, you do all of that, what the hell are you supposed to do? Basically, that's saying you're never going to win the MVP. You're never going to win the MVP. If Russell Westbrook doesn't win the MVP this year, that's saying you will never win it, nigga. Yeah. Right. And if you watch, man, they just kind of gloss over it. A lot of people are glossing over it. Like it's almost kind of, it's coming across now like a foregone conclusion that Harden's going to win it. Right. Oh, he got another triple-double. What do you mean he got another triple-double? Like triple-doubles don't grow on trees. Now, this dude has made it look like they grow on trees, but triple-doubles don't grow on trees. Like a lot of times over the last couple of weeks, like they'll bring it up, but it's kind of like just a passing little line. No. Getting a triple-double ain't like an easy thing, or everybody would be doing it. Back in 3 minutes.
time with another one. It's so hands are stupid.